Making news in America this morning, standing strong, protests spreading to more cities overnight, demanding answers for Freddie Gray's death, plus pro athletes joining the demonstrations and making their voices heard. We're live in Baltimore with the latest.
Buried alive. New video just in. Climbers run for safety as an avalanche bears down on them after the devastating earthquake in Nepal.
Pet protector, a man comes face to face with a bear, aiming to eat his little dog.
And you're not gonna sacrifice my babies for some damn bear.
This former Marine taking on a 300-pound animal with his bare hands.
And going pro, the NFL draft kicking off with the highly anticipated first pick. So was it Mariota or Winston?
From ABC News in New York, this is America This Morning.
Good Friday morning to you. I'm Ryan Smith in for TJ Holmes.
And I'm Rita Nine, and we begin with the simmering anger now, nearly 2 weeks after the death of Freddie Gray in Baltimore. Contrasting scenes here. Protesters in Philadelphia demanding justice, clashing with police leading to several arrests. Meantime, in Baltimore, calm overnight. The curfew there holding in its third night.
And even some athletes lending their voices. Carmelo Anthony of the New York Knicks joining a march urging nonviolence and patience. Anthony moved to Baltimore as a young boy. And Ray Lewis, the longtime leader of the Baltimore Ravens, visited 2 schools, telling students not to get involved in violence. Ravens coach John Harbaugh and some players also there.
ABC's Bazi Kanani is in Baltimore for us this morning. Bazi, good morning.
Good morning, Rena. Morning, Ryan. That curfew has been keeping things quiet here in Baltimore overnight, and so it is being extended through the weekend when protests could get even larger. The tension seen at support protests across the nation, like this one in Philadelphia, was no longer on display in Baltimore. Demonstrators standing strong through the rain, but peaceful and disbanding as requested at curfew, even as new information from police raised more questions about how 25-year-old Freddie Gray suffered a fatal spinal cord injury in police custody. Investigators reviewing surveillance video from this intersection discovered the police van transporting Gray made 4 stops, not 3, as previously claimed.
We are much more suspicious than before in light of that omitted information.
Law enforcement sources tell ABC affiliate WXLV there is medical evidence that Gray suffered a massive injury to the back of his head that closely matches a bolt located in the back of the police van. After turning over their preliminary report on Gray's death to the state attorney a day early, police stressed the investigation is not over.
Getting to the right answer is more important than the speed. Making sure that we look and overturn every rock is more important than just coming forth and giving a document.
Baltimore police say 95 officers were injured earlier in the week, some of them with broken bones and concussions, and so they warn they will be pursuing charges against anyone caught acting out violently. Ryan, Rena?
Bazi, what are investigators doing to find those responsible for causing the damage during the riots?
Well, we know certainly they will be going over surveillance video, seeing if they can recognize any suspects. And also, federal fire investigators are now offering a $10,000 reward, hoping they'll get some tips about whoever set those fires at local businesses on Monday.
Community officials definitely interested in that one. Bazi Kanani live in Baltimore. Thanks so much, Bazi. Well, the second person in the van with Freddie Gray is speaking publicly for the first time.
Donta Allen was in a separate compartment. He says he did not hear Gray intentionally hurting himself, as had been reported. Allen tells WBAL all he heard was a little banging for about 4 seconds.
And there are new details about the background of one of the officers involved in the arrest of Freddie Gray. Lieutenant Brian Rice was hospitalized in 2012 over mental health issues. That's according to records obtained by the Associated Press. His official and personal guns were also confiscated. And stay with ABC News for the latest on Freddie Gray's death and protests in Baltimore. Live TV coverage coming up on Good Morning America. Well, breaking overnight, a fire has destroyed a hotel near the Johnson Space Center near Houston. About 24 guests were inside the Hampton Inn at the time. everyone got out safely. There are no reports of injuries. Residents of a nearby apartment complex were also evacuated. There's no word on the cause of the fire. Massive flames ripped through 3 Seattle homes, destroying them. Residents were able to flee, and there were no reported injuries. Dozens of firefighters were on the scene working to contain the blaze, and crews were able to keep it from spreading to nearby homes.
As recovery efforts ramp up in Nepal, there's new video this morning showing the moment the 7.8 quake struck a nearby Mount Everest. A British hiker shot the video from below Everest Base Camp. The quake releasing a cloud of snow, ice, and dirt from the mountain, heading straight for them. Some hikers screaming as they're being enveloped by the cloud. In this group, no one was hurt. And the Navy is providing extra security for U.S. flag commercial ships as they transit right through the Strait of Hormuz. And that's the critical area at the entrance to the Persian Gulf. The move is in response to what defense officials describe as provocative Iranian behavior. Earlier this week, Iran seized the container ship, and the Navy may also accompany refueling tankers as well.
Barack Obama has decided where to put his future presidential library. Reports say it will be at the University of Chicago in his adopted hometown, which beat out Columbia University in New York and the University of Hawaii. No confirmation from the White House, though, but an official announcement is expected in the next few weeks. The president visited a public library in one of Washington's poorest neighborhoods yesterday. He talked to a few dozen students from throughout the area about the importance of reading, but the student moderator felt President Obama was a little long-winded.
Even the best writers, usually it's not that good the first time they write it.
Yeah, and I think you sort of covered everything about that question.
Okay, you think I've just got Usman thinks I've been talking too long.
No, I think you just...
No, well, let's move it along. I got you.
So,
He got the message. The boy said he just wanted to wrap it up before the lunch period. The kids were getting hungry. And what was called a virtual field trip was streamed to thousands of other classrooms, too.
Keep it moving, Mr. President.
Can't blame him for looking out for lunch. Well, overnight, the first round of the NFL draft. Quarterback Jameis Winston was the overall first pick. He celebrated with family and friends after being chosen by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
And with the second overall pick, the Tennessee Titans selected quarterback Marcus Mariota. Now, he didn't attend the draft either, choosing to stay in his native Hawaii instead. This was the 6th time since the late 60s the quarterbacks went first and second overall.
Well, still ahead, the average price of gas surging, but in one place it's skyrocketing more than 30 cents in just a week.
Plus, a first in the medical field causing concern, a dog passing off the plague to humans.
And great escape caught on camera. People at a zoo hurried inside after a tiger gets on the loose.
America This Morning's weather, brought to you by